Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is an end of the month for the month of March tarot oracle reading. And Cancer, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Cancer, we still all have a little bit of that sign in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is it in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Keep in mind, this is a collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you are watching it right now, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life then? That could give you further information about what your situation is now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and that is the Lovers. So the Lovers is about a divine couple coming together. There's this cloud in between them, which says basically you probably haven't met yet, or if you have, you haven't been in a relationship. This is talking about God sending someone down to be your divine partner, to empower you on your path. And this is the Chariot coming in, so this is going to be happening soon. The Chariot represents when you've been on your designated path, on your destined path, and you're on the Chariot now, and so it's like a tank. Tung, 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 tung. It's just going to take you through, run over everything to get you where you're going. And there's no need for reins because God is the one who's in control here. This is representing your internal forces. Your internal forces are what you do have control over. So your internal forces, you'll know it's internal because you'll be asking the question, what if? Like, what if I do this and they do that? What if they do that? What if they do that and then I have to do this? Questions like that, they can keep you going in a loop. So this energy of the what ifs, you need to calm that down for yourself, and that's what you have control over. We have the Empress here. The Empress is talking about, she's all four queens from the minor arcana rolled into one person. So she has all the qualities, you know, she's sexy and she's a natural beauty, and she has the ability to be very resourceful, creative and intuitive. She can come to creative solutions because she uses her intuition and her logic, and she's really very intelligent, all the qualities that you would expect in the queens. And she's growing this weed at her feet. It represents that she puts her plans into place. She decides, okay, which field am I going to grow this in, and prepares the soil and fertilizes it, gets everything ready, and then she seeds it, and she lets nature take care of the rest. She doesn't worry about it because she knows that she's loved, and that she's basically considered to be pregnant with possibility. So she just waves her wand and everything goes well for her. And so then this is the energy of the Emperor. So we have the Emperor and the Empress together. So this is a couple coming together here. But this is in your internal forces. So you may be the Empress or you may be the Emperor. So the same thing is with the Emperor. He's like all four kings rolled into one, and he's known to be a top performer. So, he wears his armor underneath his robe because he's always ready to get up at a moment's notice and take care of, take advantage of opportunities coming his way. So this definitely would be a couple if the two of them are together here. And so you may be the Empress or you may be the Emperor energy, but I would say you're probably in a relationship or this is your spouse. This is a power couple. And this card is talking about the Four of Swords. So the swords in tarot represent our mental intelligence, our ability to discipline our mind. And this person has gone inward. He's in a church and praying, meditating, going inward. He's put his mind to rest. It's laying here at the bottom here. And this represents him hanging his mind on the wall because he doesn't want to use it. He wants to feel instead. This represents your subconscious mind, which is the thoughts that you've had since you were born up until about the age of 6 or 7. And, if you think about it, you don't really remember that time. So babies, they absorb the environment around them. They're like sponges. And so the thoughts that you have in your subconscious mind are made up of your environment when you're a baby up to about the age of 6. And then also the people who were put in charge of your care, who, tell you, oh, you were like this or you were like that. They, you have to hope that they had good insight into as to who you are. You have the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind represents your soul's needs. The unconscious mind will get very loud if your soul is unhappy. And a lot of people will say, oh, I'm a human being with a soul. They recognize that. But it's more accurate to say you are a soul traveling in a human body. This is your vehicle to navigate through the earth and get your mission done that you came here to be. The stained glass window has the word Pax on it, P-A-X, and that means peace. We have the conscious mind. The conscious mind is what you have a handle on. That's your own actual experiences that you have in your memory, that you actually have experienced, so what happened for sure. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles here. So this is saying that someone is really disappointed in the amount of pentacles they have earned, or after putting a lot of work into it. The pentacles represent your health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. And, a big part of that, of course, is coin. So you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want to live. So this is really more about lifestyle than it is about money. Money is a part of it, quite a big part in our third dimensional world. So there's only one pentacle here, and he's like, I put all this work into this, and this is what I have. Like, where's all the money gone? So especially if this is the Emperor and the Empress, they're used to really producing at a high level. And so, they're concerned here. They're probably discussing it over coffee this morning. And then we have the Hangman. So the Hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge, so that he hangs upside down so he can get a different perspective on the situation, see things from all angles, and try and figure out what the heck is going on here. And when he has the aura around his head is bright, then he comes down from the tree and he implements whatever he learned while he was hanging there and puts it into action. So we have the marriage card here. So I think that is saying this is marriage, commitment, and partnership. And so that is saying, yes, they are married. This is a power couple. This is, you have the beginning of the fulfillment. You've, entered that fulfillment and the best way to describe this would be you have the down payment for your castle, but you still have to make the payments on it. You've popped the question. They've said yes, or you said yes. And now you have the wedding to deal with. And then after that, you have to work on the relationship for it to be truly fulfilling. And so this is the position of, this is how you identify with yourself. So you're the Empress energy. The Emperor energy is about your abundance and self-worth. So it's almost like, like this, as I said, a power couple here. The communication in your early life. So you must have learned to meditate and go inward and pray and understood how to discipline your mind at a very young age. So it must have been in your culture, or, the religion, if you were raised with religion, or, that kind of energy. This is your emotional foundation. So from your home and family. And so this is talking like from your early life. So maybe when you were young, your parents didn't have a whole lot of money, or there was never enough, to make ends meet. And it was kind of that energy that generally affects the way we think about making money. Like, you have to work hard for money. It doesn't come easy. Money doesn't grow on trees. that kind of energy. Having said that, it must have inspired you to be at the Empress and Emperor energy. I mean, that's generally the Empress and Emperor do very well. It feels like this is a project that's not going well. It's not like their whole life. It's just what happened to this money here with this project they were working on. And then this is creativity, romance, and children. So you may be thinking about having children and not have them as of yet, because it's kind of like you're, looking at it from all angles. So this is interesting energy for the Empress and Emperor. This isn't usually the energy that they're in. This is your daily routine and your habits. So maybe you just got married, that's the kind of energy. And, we just had a reading actually. I did a daily reading, and an Empress and Emperor were getting together to get married, and they had just become Empresses and Emperor. So this could be that kind of energy. Maybe it's the same couple. I don't know. That's weird though, Cancer, because that wasn't even an astrological reading. So this energy is talking about the what ifs and the internal forces. And then we're going to take a look at what the external forces are. The external forces, okay, so we have victory here. So we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands represents having gone to battle or in a competition of some sort and come out victorious. And the reason that you've came out victorious is because you have learned to control your emotions and rein them in. So this is talking about dealing with external forces calmly. And even the people in the back here that maybe some of them are a little disgruntled looking, they may be thinking, they may have thought, oh, you're never going to be a leader. But they have to admit that you have proven yourself as a leader, and that, it's too obvious for them not to. And we have a horse here. And so this is representing that energy, just to remind you that we're in the year of the fiery horse energy. On February 17th, we moved into that from the year of the snake. And so this energy, it's good to keep in mind to stay in this energy. This is the perfect energy to be in. This horse is totally relaxed with this rider, feeling totally safe. The energy of the fiery horse energy is like very inspired and setting high achievement goals and moving forward in that way. Being in control of your emotions, disciplining your mind, and also in matters of love, it's about being passionate and very heartfelt. The danger with the fire horse energy is being impulsive. Like when a horse runs, gets the bit in its mouth and runs. You can learn more about the energy of the fire horse energy if you want for your sign. I did a reading for each sign for every month of the year. And you can find that it's in a special playlist. It's called the New Year, the Chinese New Year. And I have Valentine's Day readings on that also. But and because that energy, it's really important to recognize, if you're impulsive in this energy, you let your emotions get a hold of you, it can really go wrong really fast. So you have to rein it in as much as you can. And these days, there's a lot happening, so it can be challenging. We have the King of Swords here. So the King of Swords represents someone who uses his mind. This is the swords represent your intelligence, as I said, your discipline of your mind. And of course, the way that we express ourselves is through words, either they're written or verbally. And so this is someone that earns their living by using words. And so a politician, if it's a politician, it would be actually like a king energy, or a president, prime minister, someone at the top. It could be someone in the Senate, that kind of energy. It could be a surgeon, a best-selling author, whatever field they're in, they're at the top of their game. Quite often this represents legalities, so the legal system. If it's a lawyer, the lawyer would be in a big firm, well-known, and be a partner. It could represent judges, that kind of energy. I'm trying to think, influencers on social media that use their words. So the King of Swords is aware that words are actually, talk is cheap, and action is stronger than words. But he also understands that words can be used as weapons, or they can be uplifting. So there's a lot of power in words, but if you don't take action on, if you give your word and then you don't keep your word with action, then your words are pretty empty. And so this is in the position of your marriage, commitment, partnerships. Sometimes this means there's a divorce happening. So I don't know. We'll see what's going on here, because it's kind of an interesting reading. Like, we have the Lovers here, and it's like, I feel like you're newlyweds, or you're, just got together or something. I don't know. There's some different energy here. Okay, let's see. We have a lot of opportunities coming in now that you're together. So maybe that's the case, is maybe you're in some sort of legalities regarding pentacles, because they've gone missing, and you've gotten together, and now that you're together, you're on your destined path, and you're going to have victory over these external forces coming in. So you may have... one of you might be a lawyer, or both of you could be lawyers, really, for that matter. Or it could represent the two of you have hired a lawyer to find out what happened to this money after going inward. It's almost like representing you both are missing money, and both energies of going inward and going to source energy and using your intuition as well as your logic to figure out what's going on. And after this happens, there's going to be a transition. And this is the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups represents, these are all gifts, and each one has a different gift in them. And you're like a black hole. These were destined for you. This is a power couple getting together. So like a black hole, you are the center of your universe, and you have to put your own spin on this. And so that, you can choose which one of these cups you want to choose first, or you can choose more than one, whatever you want. These are destined for you. So it's not like you have to be in a real hurry and be worried about it. You just have to put your energy into it and put your own spin on it. And this is in your position of transition. So whatever was happening here is going to be rectified. There's a lot more opportunities coming in now that the two of you are together. And then we have here's the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles represents an energy, the King, and has this would be part of his portfolio as well, of being someone who's very good with pentacles. Like, the pentacles represent the element of earth, and so quite often this can represent real estate, developers. This can represent, financial advisors. And again, they would be at the top, accountants that are, partners in the firm. It can represent the head financial advisor of a corporation, an entrepreneur that's doing really well. The grapes on the robe that the king is wearing represent luxury, and grapes are challenging to grow. And so it's saying that whatever the king puts his mind to grow, he's able to make it happen. And that's one of the qualities, of course, that the emperor also has. But this could represent that part of the emperor coming out now. And this is in the position of higher learning. So we have next, we have the 9. Okay, so we have the 9 of Pentacles. So this is saying the 9 of Pentacles is representing some, there's only 10 pentacles in the tarot. So the 9 of Pentacles is representing quite a big difference from this. You notice there's 6 here and 1 here. Now there's 6 here and 3 here. And if you've ever heard of Nikola Tesla, he would talk about, if you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And this energy, this falcon represents that, having the foresight to understand how much time, money, and energy to invest in whatever you want to invest in, and whoever you want to invest in, and what is the anticipated return. And this is talking about making your environment strong for business, like your home life, your domestic life, if your domestic life supports that. And we just had the new moon in Virgo, or sorry, the full moon on the 3rd of March, and that was in Virgo, and that was all about Virgo energy wants you to get things lined up, get everything in order, declutter. And then when your home environment represents your or is strong, then it's going to empower you in your work environment. And so the two of you getting together is kind of representing that. It's interesting also because in that last reading, this was pre-Empress energy, and the Emperor was already an Emperor. It's weird, but I almost feel like it's a continuation of that story. So maybe one of you, the Emperor, the Empress was a Cancer. I don't know. It's just very, very similar. But Nikola Tesla said that, keeping this ratio will keep you, you would have the key to the universe. And the energy here is she has her hand on 6 pentacles, these ones, and she makes sure, now I'm going to keep these and use them to run my business, my home, everything I need, a slush fund in case something breaks down, that kind of energy. And then this is talking about having 3 pentacles left over. This one could be maybe for more risky investments, one for charity maybe, and one for maybe saving up to take the family on vacations. And, this energy is, the Empress is said to be pregnant with possibility. So it can also represent the pregnancy card. So who knows, maybe, maybe that's part of the scenario here as well. That would be in your career and reputation. So we have the Page of Cups. All right, so the Page of Cups is talking about love, and that I feel like this is a honeymoon kind of energy, like you just got married kind of energy, because it's like you only have eyes for each other, even though like the page represents, the pages would work for the king and queen in the court when, they would start really early, around 7 to 14 years of age, depending on how mature they were. And they would come from the families in the surrounding areas, high society, and, learn the ropes of how to do tasks at the palace. And then if they were really good at it and they stuck with it, by the time they were 21, if they could afford a horse, they could be considered for knighthood. And then, of course, they would be given way more responsibility. So the Page of Cups, they understand that there's plenty of fish in the sea, but this is the fish that they have their focus on. And so I just feel that energy where you're both really focused on building this new life together. I feel like it is like newlywed energy. This is in blessings coming in. So I feel like it's just saying that it was a blessing for you to meet, and, you're happy together. It was a major transition from the old life. So this is talking about transition from one cycle to another. And I feel like, this is talking about just a couple that just got married, and you're moving into this energy and just sort of getting used to being in this energy together. But it's definitely, you're on your destined path, and there's, you're passionate about it. This is representing victory. People in the community see you as leaders. This is talking about your spirituality in this position here, and endings. And this is, we're right now, as I'm doing this reading, we're moving into, we had a new moon last night, and that new moon was in the sign of Pisces, and that energy is very good for setting goals, for setting like goals for commit to personal goals, and also accepting imperfections, slight imperfections in the people around you, which is part of being married. And then this is a really good time for being really creative. And the biggest thing is having an open mind right now. It's really a big asset for people to have an open mind in this energy, because the energy is very intuitive and heartfelt, and this energy is talking about major transitions happening in the world. We do have the king here has been trampled. This represents not a king himself being trampled, but the monarchy changing or systems in the world changing. And we're really seeing a lot of that with the files and now with the war in Iran going on. So there's an older person here and she's like saying to the Grim Reaper, we don't want your change, go away. Can we give you money? Can we, she's trying to bribe him. But these young people are like, this little one's trying to give him a flower. It's like, oh yeah, like, all the new coming in. So the energy right now is really supporting new. As I said, we had a new moon last night. It was quite an intense moon. It was I was up late doing that reading, and I feel like this is almost like a continuation. This is the first reading I'm doing today. So maybe they were getting together in the last one, and now, what did I call that reading? It's hard coming up with titles sometimes because I'm just trying to make sure you get the right one. I like to make sure it's as accurate as I can make it. I can't remember right now. Because I'm in the zone. Sometimes when I'm in the zone, I can't remember the most weird things. But in any case, I feel like if it's not that couple, it's a continuation thereof. I'm going to have to take a look and see if there was any Cancer energy in that. I know one thing that did come up was, when I was talking about there being a movie where a mother or someone was telling the daughter, well, you'll know he's the one if when he kisses you, you kick your heel up. And so this is a thing. I actually posted about it. It's actually a thing. It's called the foot pop. And there's about 10 different movies that, because I was trying to think of the one, but there was 10 movies that were listed there that that have the foot pop in it. So it's a real actual thing. I thought that was pretty funny. So you're still doing the foot pop. Where one foot go, you kick up your heel. Yeah. I think that was the Gemini reading. Okay, so that was the Gemini reading. But then after that, I did a reading for my daily reading, and that one was the one with the Emperor and the Empress in it. So I'm going to, if you feel like, okay, I have, this is what's going on. There doesn't seem to be any problems here. This just seems like, yay, we're together, and it's just learning how to be together. The energy feels really strong. Take advantage of the new moon, and we have the energy also, we have Mercury has been in retrograde, and now Mercury is going direct on the 20th. So that's just tomorrow. And then we also have the equinox the next day. So that's when day and night are equal. It's really kind of like really powerful energy. The astrological influences sometimes aren't that significant in the tarot readings, but lately they have been because we had the 2 eclipses. If you want to know more about the eclipses and that energy, you can look up on my new moon, full moon playlist. And I have every sign for both of the eclipse energy. It sticks with us for 6 months, and it can bring about really significant changes, such as getting married. And when you look back at the energy, you'll be like, wow, it really did bring in significant change when you look when the energy was in a similar time. And I talk about that in those videos. So I'm going to clarify now for those of you who want further clarification. This is my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, TAILS. And so this energy is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I started this in 2007 and completed all 64 paintings in 2020. I'm just getting ready to bring it out, I don't know, in the next while. I want to play with it a bit. I do have a lot of written in energy, and I do have a gallery with all the paintings on my website, talesfromthevector.com. So you can go there. I'll put the information in the box below if you're interested in seeing the paintings. And I'll put them in the order they appear here. And website information is there as well. So we have coming out here, we have strength, which is about having the integrity. So between the two of you, because this was like the sun is behind this, and so this was a divine couple being, this is the underlying energy, and this is the power couple right here, the Emperor and the Empress. Judgment came in, so the Chariot moved, and that's when when the forces came together for you to meet. And so apparently you did. And this was like after a dark night of the soul. So the Hermit represents after you've had a dark night of the soul, like when something really challenging has happened, that you go inward, and the Hermit will climb to the top of the mountain, and then come, when he gets to the top there, he isolates himself. And when his lantern is full of the light of the North Star, he'll climb down from that, from the mountain, and come down to implement what he learned. In my oracle, this is actually this is a hawk-like baby dragon, and all my baby dragons have angels that accompany them because they get in trouble really easily. And we have a little First Nations angel looking after him. She's got her hands full. He's sitting at the top of a totem pole, but the totem pole is actually from Japan energy, from a different time and space. And this is of the three monkeys. So it's speak no ego, see no ego, hear no ego. And instead of having the North Star in the lantern, there's the Aurora Borealis is there. And this painting is from, all of my dragons have a location. This one is from Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. And the Aurora Borealis, if you've ever been so fortunate to experience, it's just beautiful. The lights, the night sky lights up with all these brilliant colors swirling around. And it's also called the Northern Lights. So the Northern Star and the Northern Lights represent, staying on your destined path. And then we have the All-Stars. So this is talking about, I feel like it's saying the Empress went inward and meditated and prayed, and the Emperor used his third eye to find each other. That's the kind of energy that came in. And this was after there was some sort of destruction, and it was about this money coming in, and it looks like now it's come in. So I feel like this is really interesting. It is talking about a couple that just got together. We have the Hierophant. So this is saying the Hierophant did come in. The Hierophant represents traditional structure. And so from the spiritual realm down to the physical, the Hierophant brings justice in. And this is representing the legal system. So it could be about this lawyer here. This could be someone you hired, and then it maybe went to court or whatever, because it looks like you did get the money, and now all these opportunities are coming in. And it's kind of like a real upgrade in energy for both of you. I feel like this is both the Emperor and the Empress have had an upgrade, like the same type of upgrade. We have the Pisces energy coming in. And so that's representing the energy of the moon. This is about sink or swim energy. This is, having that authority. The Pisces energy is a senior executive of the horoscope, basically. It's the most mature of all the water signs. And Neptune rules the energy of, both Saturn and Neptune rule Pisces. But Neptune was in Pisces for 14 years and just moved into Aries about 2-3 weeks ago now. And this is about how your idealism and how you look at life and how you approach it. So for the next 14 years now, we're in the sign of Aries, which is the newborn infant, learning everything new all over again. So this is the perfect time to move into that new energy. And then about, I think it was like not even a week later, Saturn joined Neptune. And so Saturn's also in the sign of Aries with Neptune. And I think we'll be there for about 2 years. And so this, it's an intense energy, and it's created this energy where people want to do new, that type of energy. And then we have the superstar coming in on the marriage. Yeah. So like this is going to be a very harmonious partnership, basically, in many ways. And it's talking about the two, when it's like 1 + 1 = infinity. Because when the two of you get together and you're a power couple like this, ordained by God to be on a destined path, it means that you're going to be fully in your, what you came here to do. And the two of you empower each other to such an extent that, things multiply very quickly. And that's true of the Empress and Emperor anyway. We have the High Priestess energy. So the High Priestess sits next to God on the right side on her throne. And this is about using your intuition. And right now, again, like this moon in Pisces is really intuitive. You might be having I've had a couple wild dreams and had some like pretty emotional energy coming in. I've had some seriously amazing insights about shift that I was still kind of like half, like I don't know the exact full story, but I have a really good idea what was going on. And then bang, all of a sudden all the information just kept pouring in. And it's kind of, it can be a little bit exhausting because it's so intense, the energy with the Neptune and the Saturn together. And we have the guiding star. So yeah, we're talking again about the guiding star is like your North Star, being on your destined path. This is just a really beautiful reading. It's just saying you're enjoying each other and getting used to this disruption. What's not fun for some is fun, or what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. I feel like there's some external forces that would prefer you didn't get together because the two of you are unstoppable now. And perhaps that was something about this energy here. And now you've had that money returned to you. Or it's coming in, and maybe they thought they were going to be able to keep it. So they're not so happy that you're married, but that's their problem. It's more challenging to receive your wealth. We have the Temperance energy. This is about being patient, this is, because this is transition. And then this here is talking about your higher learning. And so being patient and staying on your destined path really pays off because, God's timing can feel really slow sometimes, but then when it kicks in, it like really kicks in and you'll be, it causes an ease, especially when an Empress and an Emperor get together. So this is talking about in your career, this is sitting on the pre-Empress energy, that there was abuse of power. And in that last reading, the Emperor came in and empowered her. So, it could be something to do with that. That's a karmic space that people fall into where they abuse their power when, we're seeing a lot of that in the world right now. And then indifference, we're all in it together. Yeah, we are and we aren't. I feel like, like this is saying there's a lot of focus just on the two of you are focused on each other. But a lot of people can really, when they're doing really well, they kind of forget why they're doing really well. And then they become indifferent to other people's suffering. Like right now, it's really challenging for me. I find it really weird that we're watching the things getting blown up in real life, like as if it's a movie or something. But there's actually real live people, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It just feels so indifferent to me. And then we have the pride. So this is another karmic space. And so this is saying that pride sometimes puts us in an all or nothing energy, like either we go for it or we don't. And I feel like, sometimes people can become very boastful and overconfident, or when they're not totally confident, then they'll become arrogant. So this is just something like when you're in this energy, that's how it's basically saying when you get too proud, then you end up, that's how people kind of get led to abuse power and be indifferent. It's almost explaining why the people at the top right now that we're reading about in the files, and every day there's something else that has happened. That these people with all the power, the money, the looks, the talent, and what they've done with it is like, why? Like it's so challenging to understand. But if you have that kind of power, I guess, what is it? Absolute power absolutely corrupts. So this is the energy. So enjoy the honeymoon. I feel like that's what it is. And I don't really, like, I mean, this is just a reading saying that, hey, there is some hope in the world to have some peaceful energy. And this is a perfect example. Like if each and every one of us can strive to be in this kind of energy, it's going to be one, if at the very least, it'll be one less problem for the universe. But the more people that get their shift together on a personal level, the better the world's going to be. It can start there. So please do like and comment if you've enjoyed the reading, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. And I'll be back with another reading. The next one will be about the beginning of April. All right, bye for now. Sorry, little kitty. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to wake you up.